we'll meet the people who keep these traditions alive, from master craftsmen to talented musicians, and learn how their stories are woven into the fabric of our global communities.
Now join us on this extraordinary journey as we explore the fascinating world of cultural traditions. Let's uncover the roots that shape our identities and discover the roots that connect us all. This is
Roots and Brow.
Let's go on a quick break. The program continues shortly.
Echoes of Drums is a celebration of communal life that used to exist in the Yoruba-speaking south-western part of Nigeria. With a focus on potency of traditional drums and triplets as basis for reflection to preach unity, peace, ecotourism, and cultural renewal.
All right, you are welcome back, and we are live. And hey, we are not looking at my own traditional dance right now. And of course, Annabelle, of course, it's the same thing.
It's, of course, we're Nigeria, and it's one Nigeria.
Exactly.
You know, the love just binds us together.
Yes, it does. Of course, you learn my tradition and I learn yours. And of course, it makes the world a bigger and better place.
Of course, and more peaceful.
And more peaceful. Now, today we're going to be looking at the northern part of Nigeria. Annabelle, what's this thing they say about the people from the north?
Okay, so you know, there's this so much misconception when it comes to north. The northern part of Nigeria is known for Hausa, which is a very common language in the northern part of Nigeria. And a lot of people think, oh, just because I say I am from the north, they feel, oh, you are Hausa. But then today we want them to understand that in the north there are lots of traditions and cultures that are quite catchy and interesting, and not just Hausa, but Hausa is the major language.
Yes, Hausa is the major language, but some people will tell you they are not Hausa from their traditions, customs, customs, the way they perform their rights, and every other thing combined. So today we're going to be elaborating and explaining to you all that you can be from the north and you might not be Hausa, right?
Yes, right. And guess what? So, there is one question I want to ask you.
Right.
Someone who is from the northern part of Nigeria that doesn't understand Hausa, yes, it happens. And she's one.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, so people from Kogi
Yes.
are in the northern part of Nigeria,
Yes.
but they are not Hausa. So why is that? So have you ever had this experience that somebody will ask you, where are you from? And you're like, I'm from the north. And they'll be like, are you Hausa or you're from Kogi? And like, do you speak Hausa? Have you had that experience?
Exactly. I get that a lot. And they do not understand that, of course, you can be from the middle belt. That's like the middle belt.
right.
Or you can be from Kano State or Kaduna State. No, Kaduna State, and you might not necessarily be Hausa.
yeah.
The core Hausa people are the ones from, you can say from Bauchi, right?
No.
You can say, exactly. I wanted to just get you there.
I
But
know.
Kano, Katsina, all of
Yes.
those places
Yeah.
are the northern people of Nigeria.
Yes, and to shed more light on that, in Hausa, where I went to school, we learned Hausa language. Like there's a subject that is Hausa,
Yes.
and even in the universities, you have people who are studying as a course Hausa language and all
course,
of that.
of course.
So in the northern part of Nigeria, we have Hausa Bakwai and Banza Bakwai.
Oh.
Now Bakwai means 7. So the Hausa are those states that are basically Hausa states. Like it's just, it's not like other languages don't stay there, but that is like a based Hausa state, which is the Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, Zamfara, KB, Birnin, KB, and then, lots of them like that.
Okay.
So they are all like dominated Hausa. Well, from Kaduna, Plateau State, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, Adamawa, all those places, they are Banza Bakwai. And trust me, people in the north feel like people that are from those parts of the north are like, they don't know Hausa, very poor.
They're very poor in speaking Hausa.
Yeah.
And sometimes their language is entwined. They don't necessarily speak Hausa language, right? They have their own Kong language that they speak.
Right.
And if you're wondering out there and saying to yourself, what is Roots and Routes all about? Today that Annamel and Jumai Manson, they're talking about the Hausa-speaking people of the north. Well, guess what? Well, Roots and Routes will take you on a journey where we're going to be exploring the different states that we have in Nigeria, from the Omugwo to the rice, to the fattening room in Bayelsa State, to the Mugwo that happens in the Igbo-speaking parts of Nigeria, to the way they greet and perform traditional rites and weddings in the Yoruba part, all
Right.
in one in Roots and Routes, right, Annamel?
Very correct. And it's just so much because a lot of us, we've literally forgotten about our tradition because of the society. The world is now digital. So we're like, oh, it's all our parents, they are analog, and this is our time. But guess what? Don't let your traditional culture get out of you. Whether you are in Nigeria or abroad, your culture and tradition is the source of your existence. So don't just let it slide.
And of course, do not forget that it is very important you know how this cultural tradition works. Because you know how they say in life, you might be someone from the north, you might end up marrying someone from the south.
You can say that again.
You can say that again. And of course, you have to know the different traditions, customs in which we have and celebrate here in Nigeria. And of course, you know about the Yam Festival. There's a period of time in the Igbo-speaking people in Nigeria. Do not eat yam. They have a particular festivity in which they celebrate. And the Fulani man, that when he's old enough to become a man, there is this thing they undergo by, going into the bush,
know whether you're a
leaving their
strong
beards
man
and being flogged and all of that. Different norms, different traditions, all in Nigeria. And we have to learn about each and every one with their values, their norms, and of course, their goals. Let's quickly go on a quick break. And like I said, I am Jumai Manson.
And I am Chunk Annamel Joseph.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
The play is set in the clan of drummers. Echoes from the drums enhance the beat of the triplets, Anyoladi, Onludi, and Awubola.
Pleasant to the ears, that which will soothe the nerves of our forefathers, that which will usher the baby to the earth, that which will make the process so easy. Since in labor already, and this I have waited for long. I want to hear cry of babies. We need to celebrate drums again in expectant of the sound from your drum. She's on here, let us start.
You're welcome back to Roots and Route. If you're just catching up with us, guess what? You are not missing yet, because there is so much more. It's all about culture and tradition. And today we're focusing on the northern part of Nigeria.
Yes,
and at this point, want to be looking at all the outfits. You know, there's this beauty when you look at a northern person wearing all the traditional northern outfit. Like, it gives this vibe of, you know, Alajia and Alaji and that riches and I don't know.
Exactly. You know, sometimes they like to wear the kaftan, sometimes the wrapper. We call it atampa.
Atampa.
And then, of course, they have the veil. And, of course, you know, sometimes the men, they wear the babariga or the dansuki. It depends on which way you're looking at.
Right.
And, of course, it really gives that Alaji vibe from kaftans. It's mainly, I feel the Hausa or the Hausa speaking individuals in the north are very simple. They take it simple.
Very simple,
they just
but classy.
but simple and classy. They like the fact that they can use the same, like how I'm dressed. This is like the Igbo.
This is like the rich mommy kind of vibe.
Like you see, you don't really see them with the gele all the time. They use the same material that they use on their dress to tie up their hair. That's the atampa and the gele. They'll tell you that's the gele, and it's made of the same material.
Right.
And of course, but they love accessories. You can tell from the gold chain, from the way they dress, simple and really nice.
Classy.
Very classy. And then the men, we know they love to wear the babariga, especially when they're having their wedding. Exactly.
They have this you know, when I see a northern man and I'm like, God, what is it? But I don't actually want to marry a northern man. Let me just explore.
You don't say that. Who knows? But the truth is, from their kaftan in which they wear either the short hand or the long hand, and then they tell you it's 1,500, that the way they wear the babariga, it's really nice.
Right.
And of course, the way the northern man with his cap, he has to wear the cap to complete that particular regalia in which they wear. So it's very important that you can identify that most of these kaftans in which we have, it started from the northern part of Nigeria. They brought the style when it has to do with those thread styles that they bring up front. You know, those different kind of threads on their agbada. You know, there's something called
agbada, right.
And there's this particular threading that comes down from beginning
we call
to
it
end.
aiki. You know, aiki means walk. So that's like aiki. You know, when they just pour it there, that's what gives you the vibe. That's why you see a lot of northern men when they wear that walk, when it's just clean, when they are walking, shoulders are up and they are feeling it. Ask them of the price. That when you hear the price of that, you just get shocked.
Of course. So different attires, but of course the north really stands out when it comes to this beautiful to celebrate, and of course for you to see how beautiful the culture of the northern individual Hausa speaking is. They have a way in which they carry themselves when it comes to their regalia from top to bottom, either the male or the female. Now, let's talk about the kind of foods that they eat. I just want to go into it really quickly now. Because
and right now, I just feel like you really want to just have a taste of that food. Because guess what? She has been talking about this food. And maybe we should go to a Hausa restaurant for that.
Exactly. And of course, you know, they have lots of Hausa dishes.
Yeah, like a lot of food.
A lot of food from masa, right?
To Donwake, to Achidame, to Miyan Kuka and Tuwon Shinkafa.
Those are the rich Hausa food from the roots of the north. These are foods that they eat during weddings. When it comes to weddings, don't forget when it comes to weddings, the way they design their hands with the lele, the women designing their hands for you to know that, well, that is the bride. And that's the sound of celebration. So when you see it, don't run away. We're just happy. And of course, lots of excitement. And you know that, I will tell you for free that the Hausa individual is a sweet tooth person. They love lots of sweet things.
Yeah, a lot.
But that aside, of course, it is a beautiful, rich heritage, a beautiful tradition, norms in which they celebrate.
Right.
All right, Annamel, what do you think?
Well, another thing I want to just add up is, you know, that suya. Where did it come from? When you go to suya spot, you know, you just see this aboki, as we all call it.
Aboki's friend, by the way.
Yeah, aboki is friend. And when they make that suya, you know, it's like they do it with passion. And that's because a northern person loves to eat meat. But they don't like the kind of soup meat. That's what I think I've studied over the years. You know, I have to say it, I'm a northerner. But then they don't really like the soup kind of meat, but they like pepper soup. suya. When it's suya, pepper soup, peppered meat, suya, you will find them there.
And of course, these are some of the delicacies that you will find in the northern part of Nigeria, mostly the Hausa-speaking individuals. So like I said, do not get it twisted. Annabelle and I have explained to you that people from Gombe, people from Bauchi,
People from Plateau State, Kaduna
are not Hausa. They will tell you. But because we do not understand and we do not know that you have to differentiate them, we tend to generalize them. So I hope you've learned a bit when it comes to today's episode of Roots and Routes. We're able to tell you to differentiate that when you hear the North and people from the northern part of Nigeria, they are not all generalized as Hausa. And with that, we have to wrap it up on the program, right, Annabelle?
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. But then going forward, you're going to be learning so much more about the Nigerian culture and tradition.
Yes.
Not only about the North, we have lots, Niger Delta, just a whole lot, Southeast, just everywhere, because this is Nigeria. And trust me, in order to be one, in order to have that unity, then we need to learn about each other and, of course, learn to love each other.
And don't forget that there's always unity in diversity. Yes, it is bringing us together. I learn your culture and you
learn my culture.
Exactly. And of course, how do I say Sanu?
Sannunku da warhaka kuma muna godiya da kun siya da Okay, I'm not going there anymore.
The thing is, despite the fact that I'm going to be learning, and everyone out there they're going to be learning, Annabelle should take it easy on us. Okay?
Easy on us, please.
Annabelle, why don't you just say Baba in Hausa, since this is Roots and Routes? Of course, she's going to be saying the Baba is in Hausa, but of course, I am Jubai Manson. Join us same time next week on the program. Annabelle will sign up to us, and I'll try and repeat what she says so I can learn the language. How do you say bye-bye?
And I am Chung Annabelle Joseph Mungode. Say Anjuma.
All right, she just said Mungode, say Anjuma. And we're going to say it together.
Mungode, say Anjuma.